Jezebel was just an experimentation to see what was really possible with escape rooms back in the day. I think we actually came up with the idea as just something that was just so out there and so experimental that we had to try it. Originally, it was just an April Fool's Day joke, actually. Meant to mess with our customers as much as possible. We booked it as the scariest thing that people could ever do. And then they were greeted by a talking sock puppet and us feeding them crushed up Twinkies and such.
Miss Jezebel was one of the first escape rooms I had ever played that had a live actor in it. In fact, the actor was part of the puzzles, and there was quite a bit of social engineering going on. And there were so many firsts. It was scary, but it was also comedic, and it was also adult themed. Like, you threw a lot of different eggs into this omelet.
Yes, that was because it was inspired by the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that whole vibe of just silly, sexy comedy, but not going too far over the board. Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Yes, I'm like, there's not that many movies that hit the horror, comedic, adult themes and somehow really manages to pull it all together.
There was a whole specific introduction scene that we had to do, which started out with them coming in and then Miss Jezebel actually coming out and greeting them and then admonishing them for the way they are dressed for a dinner party. And this was more of a way to set the tone and set the control over the guests. So it was meant to say that you are going to be doing what I tell you to do in a way that didn't come across like that. So we would be telling, people to dress up in these silly sun hats and scarves and whatnot, and even the men in their baseball hats and such. But really for the actor or actress to get a read of the group and understand who is who they can pick on, who they might need to keep in line, who might be fun to play with, and then sitting them down and giving them their task of setting the table, but also telling them not to, obviously go around and create issues. But that's sort of putting them in their place, but allowing the guests to discreetly start their search mode, because in that sort of a setting, it's very hard to give that permission to guests that, yes, you can look around, without directly telling them, yes, you can look around. So telling them you need to set the table gives them that opportunity that, yes, we can go and interact with the set. Yes, we can go and pick up these dishes and move these fruit pieces and stuff. The secondary portion to set the mood was when Jezebel would come back after they had been setting the table, she would ring her little bell that would let players know that she's on her way back, setting the mood so that that bell was fear to them in such a way that they needed to be sat down and ready to have a little party. But when the Miss Jezebel would
conditioning the players.
Yes, it's conditioning the players. That's exactly what it was. It was live conditioning of the players, letting them know that these are the different set of rules. You're going to hear the bell. That means you need to be back in your seat, which made for a lovely game of musical chairs as people are scrambling to get back to their seat and pushing each other over, trying to get back and sat down properly. But then Miss Jezebel would come back out and reset the tone that she's in charge by the table was never set correctly. It doesn't matter how they set it. It was never set correctly, and Miss Jezebel was supposed to get furious. After they had set the table a second time correctly, they would have to find the key to unlock the cupboard, which was literally on a 2-foot piece of velcro strapped to the back of a chair. And the whole point of that was just what is the most annoying way that we could deliver a key to people? Well, they have to get a giant piece of velcro off the back of a chair very quietly, because if you made a ripping sound, you bet your butt Miss Jezebel was coming back out to admonish you or see if you ripped your pants and try and check. Yes.
So it feels to me like throughout the game you were asking yourselves, what is the trolliest way we could progress the game right now?
Yes.
Is that an accurate read?
That is 100% cool. The way that this game was. It was not meant...
Have you met Brian?
Yes, it wasn't meant to be clever in a way like, oh my god, that's such a clever puzzle. No, it was meant to just be like, have people putting their head in their hands like every 5 minutes. Being like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Listen to the rest of the episode now by becoming a patron at the Search Win level for access to all of the Spoilers Club episodes. To join, Visit patreon.com/roomescapeartist. And for more details on the different escape rooms that we've covered, visit roomescapeartist.com and search under the podcast tab for Spoilers Club.